Hello friends, welcome to our channel Castor Classes, and in this video I am going to give you a brief overview of integer and float data type present in Python. Okay, so there are different data types present in Python. Like if you consider in case of number, especially integer, float and complex, these three data types are majorly we use. Apart from that, if you consider like Java collections, their hash map, linked hash map, tree map was there, right? Corresponding to that, here there is dictionary where you can store the data as key value pair. Then like in Java, hash set, tree set, linked hash set was present. Here set is present. Okay, like in Java, array list, linked list was present. Here in case of Python, list is present, string is present, tuple is present. All this I will be discussing in my upcoming videos, but here in this particular video I will be discussing basic number data type. Okay, so you can consider the Python as a calculator. Okay, advanced scientific calculator like MATLAB. Okay, so what you can do whenever you want to calculate something in calculator, you never define the data type, right? That is, this is decimal or float, like that you never define. You just give as input, it gives you output. Same like Python. Suppose I am defining a equal to 20. Okay, now you know that is this is nothing but integer, but we are not telling Python that this is integer, but Python will automatically understand that. How you can check that? Simply write type of a to know the type of the variable a. If you run, you will be getting int. Yes, really this is int, right? Now this is how integer is there. Suppose I am defining b is equal to 3.5647. Okay, so this is basically what type? Float type. We know that, but let's check whether Python is able to detect that correctly. See, output is float. Okay, so this is float data type, integer and float data type. Okay, so basically using type you can get the idea of the type of the variable. Okay, now most important part, what are the major operations we do with integer? Addition, multiplication. There is in the number data we can do addition, multiplication, subtraction. Okay, division, those things. Let us check whether it can be done in Python or not. 5 plus 6, output should be 11, so addition is working. Okay, like this, 7 minus 2, output should be 5, it is working. So this is how subtraction. Then 5 into 3, output should be 15. And then let me show you one example of division. 8 by 2, what is the expected output? 4, right? But let us check what Python gives. It will be giving us 4.0. Okay, so here is the point. Whenever you will do division, it will give you the result in float. Okay, especially in Python 3. Okay, now you know that in case of division there are major two outcomes. One is quotient part, another one is remainder part. Suppose you are doing 5 divided by 2, then quotient should be 2, remainder should be 1. But if you directly write like this, 5 by 2, you will be getting 2.5, that is as a whole output. Okay, but suppose you want to get only the quotient part, what you do? You give 2 forward slash. Okay, 5 2 forward slash 2. If you run, you will be getting only the quotient part, which is 2. And if you want to get the remainder part after division, you have to give percentage symbol as we give in Java. So 5 remainder 2, output is 1. Okay, so this is how addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and then quotient, remainder we can get. Same like that you can apply in case of float data type also. Some operation like 5.01 plus 6.02. Okay, as expected output is 11.03, like that. But here one point to be noted in case of float data type. Okay, let me show you. Suppose 0.01 plus 0.02 minus of 0.03. What is our expected output? See, 0.01 plus 0.02 is 0.03, right? So 0.03 minus 0.03, it will be 0. But let us check. If you run, you will be getting 0. Okay, fine. So let me change it to 0.1, 0.2 and 0.3. If I run, see, 0.1 plus 0.2. Okay, that is 0.3 minus 0.3. When you will be doing, you should get 0, but you are not getting 0. Okay, but it is quite clear from the number itself that the number is very small, that is approximately close to 0. Obviously we can understand it. Why this is happening? because all the floating point numbers cannot be converted to exactly its binary representation. Okay, so I hope you have already studied digital logic design course, or at least you know how to convert a number to binary. Then you might have faced the same problem, that every time for a particular fractional number it is not possible to get its actual binary representation, right? So it will go on. Okay, so we approximate up to 4 or 5 steps. Same like here, computer cannot compute exact binary representation of that. So that what it how it calculates it, it just performs one like approximate value in binary representation. In binary domain it computes, it gives us the result, so that the output is approximate, not exact sometimes. Okay, for those cases in which it cannot be the number cannot be represented with exact binary form in case of fractional values. Okay, so this is a problem in case of floating point arithmetic. Okay, and this problem will be a very big problem if you are dealing with some amount like money. Okay, there is transaction amount, small fraction also matters a huge. Okay, for those cases this is a great issue actually. Okay, now let me show you one more case, like 10 by 0. What is the expected output? It is not possible, right? Anything cannot be divided by 0, so C will be getting error. Okay, 0 division error. Okay, so this is what I want to show you. Apart from that, suppose I am defining a equal to 20. Okay, now I am doing, if I print a, I'll be getting 20. If I print a plus 2, I'll be getting 22. Okay, now but here we have done a plus 2, it is 22, but the a plus 2 value we are not assigning anywhere, right? So a value, if you run, you will be getting 20 only. Now if I write a equal to a plus 2, see, now if I print a here, see what you will be getting, 22. Okay, so as we are assigning, then only the value is updated in a. So now suppose this long format assignment you don't want, you can use short format assignment like other programming language like Java. Suppose a equal to 5. Okay, and now you want to uh, do this, a equal to a into 2, that is you want to update the a value with double of itself. So instead of writing this notation, you can use shorthand notation, that is a star equal to 2. Okay, what I am doing, just observe it very carefully. I am writing here a equal to a into 2. So here you no need to write a, give the star before the equal to symbol and write the next part. Okay, so if you do like this, see, now if I print a, see, I will be getting 10. Okay, so like that shorthand operation works, and not only for multiplication, for all the case it will work, like b equal to 10, b plus equal to 2, then I am printing b, I will be getting 12. Okay, for minus, let me show you, c equal to 20. Okay, c minus equal to 3, output should be 20 minus 3, that is 17. C 17. And let me show you for division also, w equal to 50. Okay, then w by, or let me take, okay, let me take this only, by 2. Okay, now if I write w, I should get 25.0. Okay, if you want only the quotient part, fine, take that, w equal to 3. Okay, w uh, equal to 2. Okay, that is 3 by 2. Output should be, w should be what, 1, right? See, w is 1 because quotient part is 1 when we are dividing 3 by 2. Now if you want to take remainder, like that you can take, suppose rs equal to 10. Okay, rs remainder equal to suppose 3, let me take, when 10 is divided by 3, the remainder is how much, 1, right? See, output is 1. So like that for all the represent all the operator, as I have shown you earlier, addition, multiplication, subtraction, division, quotient and remainder, all that case this shorthand operator works. Okay, now next concept which is very important, that is, suppose I am writing one expression, 5 plus 5 into 2. Okay, what should be output? Obviously multiplication will be performed first, So 5 into 2, that is 10, plus 5, 15. Okay, now what you want, you want to do addition operation first. So what you can do, you can keep inside one parenthesis, because you know priority of parenthesis is at the first. So 5 plus 5 into 2, when I'll be doing, I'll be getting output as 20. Okay, so like that you can play with this. All right, now next concept. Suppose E is equal to 25.36356. Now you want, this is what number, you can what data type, obviously float, right? You can check type ES, that is float. Now you want to convert this ES to integer, that is you want to get only 25 part. So what you can write, F is equal to int ES. Inside int you have to write ES. Now if I print F, see, I'll be getting 25, which is basically the integer part of ES. Like that you can convert from integer to float also. Suppose ES equal to 56. Okay, now U equal to, what we can do, float of ES I am writing. Okay, now if I print U, you'll be getting 56.0, or which is floating point representation, or you can simply write U also, you'll be getting 56.0. Okay, so like that integer can be converted to float, and float can be converted into integer, right? And the this is what about most important concept. And one more concept I want to show you in this video. With that I will complete my this lecture. So see, suppose I will be having one number 5.6. I want to round it off, which is widely used in different mathematical computation. If you round off 5.6, what you should get? 6, right? Nearest integer, it will map. So you just write round, and inside that you give the floating point number which you want to round off to nearest integer. Like this, round off 5.6. You'll be getting 6. Okay. Like here, I can write round off 5 point, suppose 2.1. What we should get round of value, that is 2, because nearest integer is 2, so 2. So like that round operator works in case of Python. Okay, so these are some important concepts related to number data type which I want to show you. I hope the concept is clear to you. Practice some examples, search in internet, lots of documentation you will be getting on number data type, lots of examples, lot of practice exercise you will be getting. I will show you some competitive programming and placement interview related questions which can be formed based on the number related concept. Okay, in my further upcoming videos. So if you find this video helpful, please like, share and comment. Subscribe our channel. Don't forget to press the bell icon to get the notification of our latest video. Thank you.